Hello, welcome to another one of my video. I haven't done one of these in a while, especially with the topic of my thoughts on the current comic marketplace. From my viewpoint, I think the trend now toward yellow label signature series is about as hot as it has been in the history of CGC. I think the signature series now make up the largest percentage of submission compared to what it was, back a few years ago. Hard to believe that CGC had been around for 13 plus years, and I think by just seeing how busy and hearing how busy they are at convention dealing with signatures and other witness, because signatures and the slabs, no doubt, the marketplace is big in that area. I have no idea if that trend will continue 5, 10, 15 years from now, who knows. But for now, that's what's popular and still growing in demand. And there's a lot of people that are willing to pay a premium for a book with the creator's signature on them. I'm not a big fan of signature, but for me, it's more in line of, not that I don't like signature. If you watch my earlier video, one of the very first convention I went to, I got myself John Byrne signature on one of the X-Men books. So yes, I appreciate having a piece of history with my favorite artist's signature on a book, but I'm not a big fan of the signature in general, because I prefer my books to be clean on the cover. I mean, sure, it's I'm not such a purist where a date stamp or a little writing bothers me. In fact, I kind of like date stamps, but a little writing kind of bothered me a lot more than a full date stamps. So because a little scribble on the cover bothers me, even if it's my favorite artists or creators on the cover of a book, I'm not sure I will be okay with it. So in general, I shy away, and still at this point shy away from sending my books to have a creator sign on them and submit them to CGC to get the yellow label and all that stuff. So that's my take on that. But that's just me. I think a lot of people enjoy seeing the signature. That's why a lot of people go to convention to stay in line. I think it's great. But there are a huge demand, and part of the reason why people stay in line to get signature is a large portion of people do that because they love and appreciate the creators, and then it's also a segment of the market that do it for monetary reason, because there are a huge demand for these books. People are willing to pay premium for them over the non-signed book. If there was no demand for them, people wouldn't be in such a hurry to send books to get Stan Lee signed, especially now, where Stan is 80 something, I think. I'm not sure how old he is, but he's not going to be around forever. And the convention thinking is that, the day where Stan Lee passed away, even if he signed tens of thousands of books out there, that his signatures will worth more. True or false? I don't know. But there's a lot of people that are rushing in there right now to get signature of Stan Lee, and I can understand that. Being a big fan of Stan myself, if you watch the video that I had one of my rare books, I had Stan sign the interior page of my Fantastic Four that had Jack Kirby signature in there. And I also had another book, the Captain America 100, that also had the Jack Kirby signature in the splash page. And I debated for a long time since I owned that book whether I should have Stan sign it. And I finally come to the conclusion that this is my first and last time that I'm likely to get to have Stan sign it. So I did submit it for Stan's signature. I have no idea when I will get it back, but when and if it gets it back, I will show what the grade is. I have no idea what the grade is gonna be, because one of the reasons why I wanted to slap that book was to protect it from further damage. In the video, I mentioned that the bottom staple is barely attached to the cover. It's about 90% detached on the bottom staple. So I'm very afraid, and I'm almost resigned to the fact that between Stan signing it, other people handling the books, and CGC graders looking at the book, the cover may be detached from the bottom staple. If that's the case, then at best it's going to be a 6.0. If not, maybe a 7.0. But we'll see if my guess is right when I get the books back, okay? My guess is it's going to be a 6.0 or at most a 7.0. But that's my very first submission to the Yellow Label Signature Series. Who knows if there will be others. I don't see any reason, or I don't really have any other books at this moment that I want to submit to have other people sign it. So, you know, it's not the first time that I decided and wanted to submit a book. I remember a couple years ago when Joe Kubert was signing books, and I struggled with the ideas of sending the books to Joe, and I wish I'd sent one. You know, in hindsight, I was gonna, I had a stack of Joe Kubert high grades Bronze Age war books and Western books, and I was going to, same thing with Gene Colan. There was two master signings at the same time where Gene Colan was going to be there, and I think Joe Kubert was going to be there too. And I remember having a stack of Gene Colan's book and a stack of Joe Kubert books sitting on my desk for weeks, and I just sit there saying, oh, should I, shouldn't I, do I want to do this? And in the end, I did not send anything in, and in hindsight, I wish I sent one of each, so that I had one for Gene Colan and one for Joe Kubert, just for myself, because I treasure those two creators and I wish I had the signature. But you know, for me, one or two is enough. You know, some people love that. There are collectors out there that collect only signature series. You know, all they buy is either sketch covers and have that slab, or have books with creator signature. So there are collectors out there that purely collect those kind of books, and I think there's a growing demand in that area. Like I said before, there's a premium for them because the cost of getting a signature and a slabbing is not cheap. The cost of getting Stan's signature is $75, and then if you add in the CGC cost of slabbing, depending on the books, you can be looking at $200 plus. You know, so it's not cheap. So I can see why a book with those signature will command a few $100 more compared to a Blue Label in the same grade. You know, the market has spoken, and for now, you know, it's willing to pay a fairly decent premium for those label series. For myself, like I said, this is not the first time that I've toyed with the idea, but it's one of the first time that I actually follow through setting it after toying and debating it for forever. But anyhow, that's my quick thoughts of the market. Thanks for watching. Bye.